Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. I am the Hermit Tarot and this is going to be a pick a group tarot card reading. We're asking Spirit, is the person on your mind being genuine? We have a lot to cover. Here's what we're covering on YouTube. You can also find this information in the description box or the pinned comment. And here's what we're covering in the extended readings, also listed in the description box and the pinned comment. This reading is for platonic and romantic connections. It is also a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you is when it's meant for you. It is important that you have a person in mind when you come to this reading. You can use the concept of a person such as a future spouse, a future friend, or somebody who has since crossed over or passed on. But I do not recommend this reading for somebody who you don't know or who isn't at all, who you aren't clear about. It is important that you set intentions before you come into your group reading, and when you pick your group, and then when your reading starts, I will prompt you to set your intentions. It's just another way of connecting to your group and identifying clear messages, practicing discernment and all of that wonderful stuff. Now I'm going to lead you into the pick a group portion. As you can see, we do have 3 groups to choose from. Pause the video at any time if you need more time. Here are the 3 groups. When you know which one you're feeling most called to, check the timestamp in the description box below and join me in your reading. To open your meditation, I'm going to ask you to take in 3 deep, mindful breaths. I want you to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds. I will be guiding you through this. Make sure you're comfortable. Focus on the sound of my voice. And let's begin. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Last breath. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. From this relaxed place, observe the groups in your mind. It can help if your eyes are closed. Is there a specific color you feel most drawn to right now? Perhaps it was a phrase I spoke about in the intro. Allow your relaxed mind to guide you to a group you are being most drawn to. Remember, your intuition is not a loud voice, but it is a strong voice, and it knows which of these groups contains the most honest messages for you. Allow it to guide you through symbols, colors, objects, and phrases that will connect you with the group that holds the most clear, honest messages for you. If you need more time, pause the video or repeat this meditation. Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the image at the start of this clip, then you're in the right place. Group 1, we're asking Spirit, is the person on your mind being genuine? Now this reading can be for platonic or romantic. We're just going to see what comes through. I'm really just going to have a look at this person's energy towards you, some of their intentions. And here on YouTube, we're focusing more on you being able to gain clarity. So I'm going to be asking Spirit what you're thinking as well, just to make sure that you're resonating with this energy. Now, I highly recommend that you set your intentions as the viewer. Think about the clarity you need, the questions you're seeking answers for, and also consider signs of confirmation that you may need to see in order to claim this reading. I'm going to be using decks that have a lot of animals, some zodiac signs, some numbers, and there's also some plants and things like that. So think about signs of confirmation you would need to see in order to claim this message. And I'm going to set my intentions now. So Spirit, please tune me into Group 1's energy. Please help me offer Group 1 the most clear, honest messages for their reading. Thank you, Spirit. Now, sweet souls, there is going to be an extended reading as well. There's more information about that down below, and I'll bring that up towards the end of your reading as well. All right, let's get into it. Let's have a look at what you're thinking. Spirit, where is my viewer's head at when it comes to this connection for Group 1? What brought them to this reading? Okay, we have the Empress. Where's that card in frame? Yeah. We also have Five of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Lovers. At the back of this deck is the Four of Cups. So I can see that when it comes to this connection, you're thinking to yourself, am I giving myself the best possible opportunity here in this connection and outside of this connection? What kind of brought you towards this reading was this idea of making sure that you're not missing out, whether that means you don't want to miss out on something with this person or something with another person. You're in this mindset of wanting to make sure that you're doing what you can to gain the best opportunities out of life. And maybe there are questions about this person, but I think that for a lot of you, when you think about this connection, you do think about it in quite a high way. Like you have pretty strong, solid feelings for this person, and there is a strong sense of like there being a foundation. You and this person likely have history, and it feels like you feel that your connection is on the right track to be something long term if it isn't already, and to continue gaining traction in a good way. So I think that for the most part, you're here to get your head around what you already know, and you're also here to make sure that there aren't any surprises lurking. But I do think that you've got a good idea of where this person's head is at, what their intentions are. For a lot of you, you're in regular communication with this person. You have quite a good attachment to each other already, where there is respect and a bond. And you do feel like you've been able to overcome challenges and conflict quite easily, especially with that Five of Wands. There is a feeling here of you're thinking that you have a lot to look forward to because you've been able to overcome a lot of those challenges. And I think you'd be very surprised if this person was to blindside you, or if this reading was to reveal things differently. I feel like with this card reversed, you're quite confident about what you know in this situation and about how well you know this person. So I think that you were just a bit curious with the Lovers card. I think that you were trying to have a look at what could be happening next. With the Knight of Cups, you were trying to make sure that you were kind of going to use this reading, I think, to kind of cross-check what you already know with the Four of Cups, and to make sure you're not missing any other details about other things that are happening in your life, maybe other people, other friendships, other connections, other opportunities. You just wanted to make sure that what I cover in this reading is the same as what you know. And that's why I think we have the cards that we have. I feel like you've got a lot of information about this, and you're quite confident that, nothing that I pull out is going to blindside you. So that's really what I'm seeing. If that sounds like where your head is at, then you're in the right place. If it doesn't, I'm going to encourage you to maybe reconsider the groups that you're in. and either go and pick a different group, or just maybe this isn't your reading if you don't feel drawn towards any other groups. And I just want to cover two bases before we continue. I can see that for a lot of you, this is a romantic connection. For others of you, this is a platonic connection, and you're here to make sure that you and that person are on the right page before you move forward, doing something a little bit more sincere, considerate, and trying to see like what their next actions are in general. You may be trying to make sure that this person does have you like on good terms from their perspective, because you both have intentions to focus more on each other moving forward. So you just want to make sure that you're both on the same page. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, group one. Let's move forward. Let's have a look at what they're thinking now. And I'm gonna ask, actually, let's ask, are they being genuine with you? Let's ask straight out. We're coming into Gemini season. Let's not waste time. Let's get the juice, the goss. Spirit, is this person being genuine with group one? Is this person being genuine with group one, Spirit? Okay, we have a card. We've got Ceres reversed. Is this person being genuine? We also have Aquarius, and at the back of the deck is Venus. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty quick answer, sweet souls. Yes, I think this person is trying to show you their best side, if that makes sense. They're trying to show you their friendly side, their optimistic side, their intelligent side. They're trying to be very considerate towards you. This is the type of person that thinks about you before they speak, and they think about the relationship that they have with you before they do something, just to consider whether it is respectful of you. And I think with Venus at the back of the deck, there's clear that there is a lot of love here. There's a lot of respect, there's a lot of affection, and there is also a lot of devotion or adoration with Venus. Venus has levels to it. So this could just be a beautiful sign of a friendship that is quite sentimental, where you two do have a bond already, but the other spectrum of Venus is love and romance and that adoration and devotion. So I do think that for a lot of you, this person has those strong feelings if it is a romantic connection, and they definitely look to you as someone that is very worthy of those themes of respect and devotion and love. And I think that this person is genuine in that they have compassion for you as well. They have been, I keep hearing I'm trying to be considerate. So I feel like this person's trying to be very considerate. Now they may be making big choices about their future, and I think that this person is doing what they can to keep you involved in those decisions with Aquarius here. They're being very careful to make sure that they include you in that process, or that they update you on what's happening, or that they think about you before they do something, or that they ask you for your input before they decide something. This Aquarius energy makes me think that you do hold quite a significant role in their life as someone that is different to the other people in their lives, someone who they truly value that connection with. And it could be a very close friendship, like you two could be best friends, but you two could also be very close lovers who have a strong friendship as well. So take it as it resonates, whether this is platonic or romantic. With Ceres here, there are themes of healing. There are also themes of trying to be careful, because this card does talk about the fact that you reap what you sow. And so you've got to be very careful to not ruin the investments of that crop. You know, in this case, this is like an energy of fertility and the rewards of kind of harvesting. When it's reversed, it makes me think that this person is trying to show you their better side. They may not be completely honest about some of the things they're going through, some of the challenges they're experiencing. And they're also genuinely trying to learn from any unsuccessful issues, mistakes, or things that have caused your connection to experience setbacks or have resulted in energies of like a failure. Like sometimes when this card's reversed, it feels like we're being blocked from the full potential of our investments, our resources. So it does feel like this person is maybe holding back a little bit and trying not to do too much, or trying not to sabotage by showing too much, especially if you haven't known each other for a while. And if you have just entered a new beginning with each other, I think that they are trying to make sure that they handle their issues, their pest control issues, because this does make me think that there is pests energies. I think there's sincerity. It's almost like that white lie energy, where it's not like they're trying not to tell you, but they just want to figure it out before worrying you, is what it feels like more than anything. Let's see if we can get some clarity on what this is. Spirit, what is this Ceres energy, please, for my group ones? What is this Ceres energy? Okay, we have the Six of Swords reversed. We also have the Empress and we have the Ace of Cups. So this person may be keeping some secrets about some plans that they have for the future. They may not be telling you everything that they want for your connection. They may also be kind of protecting you from people in their life that they believe have harmful impacts on you. Like a mother figure could be a little bit of a questionable person in this person's life. With the Empress card reversed, they may not be completely forward about that. For some of you, this person is hiding fertility issues with you. Take that as it resonates. But these two cards to me are about fertility. So I do think that this person isn't being honest about their fertility, or about maybe having kids, or creating a family, or they're not being honest about something that happened in a previous relationship with children. There may be certain facts or information that they haven't told you yet, because this doesn't feel like someone that's keeping a secret. It feels like someone that's sitting on information that they want to tell you, but they don't want to sabotage a new beginning with you by bringing up the past. So they're just kind of waiting for the right time, is what it feels like, to be more open about their past and to talk about something that let them down and that caused them to lose faith in some sort of long-term plan that they were creating for themselves. And this is a conversation that could impact how you see them. It could impact how much of a future you want with this person, or it could just make them believe that you'll see them as less than who they are, because the Empress's energy can sometimes be about insecurities and self-worth, very similar to Venus, the Empress. So I think that this person holds you to quite a high regard, and they're worried that you might either judge them based on their past, or they're just feeling like they want a fresh start with you, and they don't want to have to be the person that they always were in their past. So they're seeing this connection with you as a chance to be a better person themselves, and they're wondering how much they should tell you about what they went through previously. It does feel like it's in their past with the Six of Swords reversed, and it also feels like a conversation that they're happy to have, but they don't want to initiate it. There's a strong feeling of just wanting to focus on the opportunity in this relationship rather than focusing on the disappointments in the past. And look, this person may have wounding with a mother figure in their life. Could have been their mother, could have been the mother of their children, or like a sister who was a mother and who relied on them a lot. Could be a woman that was a friend who, was also mothering children, but it just feels like this was an unfulfilling dynamic that did cause them to, that has impacted their future. And they would argue that it impacted their future for the better because it led them towards you. But I do think that it's something that they're just like, well, how much do I tell group one? So you may already know some of this, and maybe out of respect for you, certain conversations aren't had about this. But yeah, there's definitely a focus here on trying not to almost ruin growing something with you by bringing up the past. That's what it feels like. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to have to move forward, group one. But that's what I'm seeing in terms of, are they being genuine? We're going to have a look now at what they are thinking about you. It's just like we asked for your understanding in the beginning. Let's have a look now at what this person is thinking about you. So Spirit, for my group ones, what is this person thinking about group one? Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Is that in the frame? Yeah. We also have the 6 of Wands. What is this person thinking about group one? We have the 2 of Pentacles, and at the back of the deck is the 5 of Swords. Is that all in frame? Cool. So let's talk about some numbers and symbols. I do think that there's an interesting dynamic going on here with the 5 and the 10 reversed and the 2 reversed. It makes me think that overall this person does not feel completely confident in your intentions, which is interesting because, your view of this connection was quite solid. So for some reason, this person is doubting some of the things that you say, and it could be stemming from their own insecurities. I think that they have a conscious, like they're putting in conscious effort to believe that this connection is what it is. They think that you two have a very strong bond, whether you've known each other for a long time or not, whether it is romantic or platonic. They feel that strong bond with you, group one, and they want to believe what you say, and they want to believe the evidence, right? They want to believe the experience that you've had together so far. But I'm seeing that mentally there is this feeling of it could all just fall apart. And I think that when they think about this connection, they try to focus on the positives. With the 5 of Swords here, they try to think about you and this connection in a positive way, and they actively try to remove negative thought patterns. They actively try to rebuke what other people may be saying. So I feel like this person has people tell them, like, group one is too good for you. Or they may have people tell them, like, this isn't going to last very long. You and group one's friendship, relationship, whatever it is, isn't going to last very long. And so this person with the 5 of Swords reversed is thinking about how there has been harmful rhetoric around your connection, harmful assumptions, harmful opinions, and maybe even harmful conversations about your relationship that have had a negative sort of input, or that where it's caused people to gossip in an unhelpful way, or where people have assumed things that just weren't true. Could be on your side, could be on their side, could be on both sides. But it feels like they think mostly about how the two of you have had to stand up for each other and have had to really kind of show up for each other. And recently speaking, the two of you may have done something to really prove those haters wrong. You may have done something to really prove to this person that you mean what you say. And they are thinking about ways that they can do the same for you, even if they have already done a gesture or said something or acted in a way that was very much them showing you that they're here for you. It feels like they're still thinking about what else they can do to help feel more secure, but also combat some of this harmful rhetoric and this gossip or these assumptions about other people. And so really this card talks about how your person is thinking about the fact that the two of you have had to do things and say things to and for each other that help minimize external speculation, whether that's family, friends, random people. You guys may be contrasting, you may look very different, or you may have had you may have come together in a way where people just had a lot to say about that. And something may have happened recently where for some reason it sparked a lot of curiosity and a lot of opinions. So this person mostly thinks about how you're both focused on what you want, regardless of what other people think. And that's what's coming through with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Maybe there are some family members that don't approve of this connection, or maybe there are some family members that just aren't helpful towards your long-term goals. So this person may be thinking about someone on their side who they need to separate from a little bit and give space to. And they may also be thinking about someone on your side who you need to step away from, because this card is about choosing your family. It's about choosing the cards that you're dealt, and it's also about creating the future that you want, not the future that you were born into, not the family you were born into. This is about redefining your future. And so this person thinks about how the two of you are redefining your future, and maybe it puts a little bit of doubt into your minds, this person especially. They are thinking about how in order for you guys to work towards something together, you're in a bit of an unknown space where there could be things like blended families. You could have to bring two different cultures together, and it just feels like it's a lot of blending. It's maybe a little bit of experimenting. It's a little bit of trial and error, and it is about trying to make compromises, investments, sacrifices, and also commitments towards each other, so that you're securing a future together. Now, I do feel like there is a family bond between the two of you, whether this is platonic or romantic, and I think that this is about choosing each other to have in your futures, which also feels like you're removing certain people from that future. So maybe there are some issues going on in your families, or maybe you're just getting into the kind of ideas mode of what kind of future do we want. We did talk about the Six of Wands already. When it comes to this person's thoughts, they're actively choosing positive thoughts. They're choosing to remain confident, and they're trying to embrace the energy of your connection. So they think about the fact that your connection makes them feel really good about themselves, about how you make them feel really good about themselves, about how they want to show up more. The Six of Wands is a harmonious exchange of energy between the two of you. And this is also reflective of the way that you recognize each other's efforts in this connection, the way that you recognize how much you give, and the way that you recognize what you're doing. And so there is a feeling of being proud of you with this card. This person feels proud of you, but I also think that they think about you in a way where they feel proud to have you. So you make them feel good about themselves, because there's an energy here of, I'm proud to tell people, yeah, that's my friend, that's my partner, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, whatever the label is. This person feels very proud to have you in their life. Now, they do think about you in high regard. This card says they do put you on a little bit of a pedestal. You're quite important to this person, sweet soul. There's been a lot of indication of that. And they think of you positively. It's more all the other stuff that doesn't have that same warmth to it, because they are thinking logically, practically, and they're also thinking about other people who might be involved. So with the Two of Pentacles reversed, they think about you a lot. This card indicates kind of frequent thoughts, daily thoughts, regular thoughts. But this card also indicates that the nature of these thoughts are about prioritizing. So maybe you're at a point in this connection where this person feels like they need to reprioritize aspects of their life to make better room for this connection. Maybe they feel they're behind on something that they promised to do for you, whether it was, getting back to a message you sent them, or maybe it was them, planning to meet you or to see you or to do something for you. It feels like this person's trying to get their priorities straight. They're trying to figure out, how do I make this work? How do I respectfully manage what I need to do in my own life while also showing up in this connection? And so with the Two of Pentacles reversed, they may be thinking about compromises they can make And they may also be thinking about ways to practically restructure the week ahead, like the short-term future, their short-term schedule, in order to make more room, more time for you. So I do think this person wants to spend more meaningful time with you. This card also talks about sentimental opportunities to connect and trying to find a time to spend more quality time with you instead of getting too carried away, too busy with life. So that's what I'm seeing, sweet souls, in terms of what they are thinking. Wouldn't be surprised if they make plans soon, or if they apologize for not sticking to a plan that they already made, and if they use that as a chance to tell you more about what they've got going on and kind of where their head has been at. I do believe that overall, with this card reversed, they are in a pretty good place when they think of you. You know, they're not focused on the drama. They consider it, but they consider it in the way of like, I'm so grateful that myself and group one have what we have, and that we are creating something together, and that we've been able to overcome these I'm hearing like road bumps. So maybe it's just felt like it was a bit jarring sometimes, whatever this was, whether it was people's assumptions or ideas, like it could have been a bit jarring. But I feel that they think you're in a good place in this connection as well. They could be trying to figure out ways that they can practically contribute more in this connection. Part of their love language may be acts of service, quality time, or gift giving, those sort of physical ways of showing up. Maybe they also miss being close to you, like the physical touch side of things, but that's what's coming through. Let's close your reading by getting some advice now. For my viewer, what advice can you give them about this connection? Spirit saying the answers lie in the moment. Stay awake, be present, and stay faithful to your observations and feelings. Group one, this is very clearly saying that you know exactly what you need. And I think that I was reading for someone who is probably here to support me more than anything. So thank you for exchanging energy with me. But you definitely have all the information you need. This is a connection that feels very much authentic. It is what it is. You know, this person isn't trying to hide anything from you. And Spirit is saying you not only have the answers you need, but as long as you continue to move in this connection in the way that you've been doing, as long as you continue to trust yourself and stay present, and you know, if you are concerned about anything, use your voice, communicate, keep that flow between you and this person, keep that openness, that honesty, that communication between you and this person. You will have all the information you need. So that is what I'm seeing for you, group one. I'm going to take your reading into the extended now, where we're going to have a look at what this person's plans are, their intentions for the future. And we're also going to ask, what are they telling others about you? What are their next actions? And what is the likely outcome between the two of you? So I hope that was helpful here on YouTube. If you would like to extend your reading, the link is in the description box and the pinned comment. That link does take you to a page on my website where I host all my extended readings. So make sure you select the right extended reading before you purchase it. And thank you so much, sweet souls, for all of your time, your energy, and your support. I appreciate you for letting me read for you, for letting me be a part of your journey. Until we cross paths again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the image at the start of this video, then you're in the right place, or I should say at the start of this clip. We're asking Spirit, is this person being genuine with you? Now, I do have a lot that I'm covering here on YouTube as well as in the extended reading. All of this information is also available in the description box or the pinned comment if you want to follow along. I did talk about this in the intro, however, so you can also follow along there. I'm going to start by setting my intentions for your reading as the reader, and I also encourage you to set your intentions as the viewer. Consider signs or symbols of confirmation that you may need to see in order to claim this reading as your own and in order to affirm that you're in the right place. So with that spiel out of the way, I'm going to set my intentions now. Spirit, please tune me into Group 2's energy. Please help me offer Group 2 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so Group 2, is this person being genuine? First, I want to have a look at what brought you here. So why did you decide to come to this reading today? What concerns may you have? What thoughts may you have? And just in general, what are you thinking about this connection? Spirit, we have the 8th house. Okay, so you're in a bit of a weird space with the 8th house where this connection may have put you in an unknown, or it may have put you between two extremes in which there was a strong attraction, a strong compulsion, and then you were maybe left, deprived of attention or the same energy, a sudden shift, a sudden change, or just a big sense of wanting to know like what is going on, being left in an unknown area. This card also talks about the contrast of something starting and ending. So you guys may be here for closure. You may be here to figure out, has it ended? Is this really, the end of one cycle and the start of a new cycle? It's like you're trying to get confirmation about where you're at, what process you're currently going through in this connection. Is it a new beginning or is it an ending? So Spirit, what else can you tell us? We have 2 cards, Venus. You kind of want to know more about this person's intentions. And we also have Saturn. So Venus's energy is a little bit different because it's here to understand a person's affection, a person's tone, and also a person's level of connection and importance. So maybe you're trying to figure out how important you are to this person, how special you are, and what they actually want. What are they looking for from you and from others as well? You may be questioning this person's attachment to you, loyalty to you with Venus reversed. Do they even care about you? Are they more invested in themselves or in other people? Now, Venus does have some sort of instability here being reversed. It's not feeling very confident, and that could be how you feel in this connection. You don't feel very confident. You don't feel very well versed or knowledgeable or just connected. You may be feeling a little insecure and uncertain. Now with the Saturn energy here, it feels like you guys are trying to gain clarity over this connection's future. Saturn is more than just the future though. It also talks about cycles of continuation, because this kind of planet loves to be able to commit to something and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again in an obsessive way until it's perfect, until it's done. So you guys may have consumed a lot of readings about this connection. You may be cross-checking information. You may be trying to really, dot your I's and cross your T's, doubling up on sources and just trying to get as much info as you can about this person, about this connection, just to kind of go back to your spreadsheet or your criteria and have a look at where you're at and if it matches. So you may be testing me as well to see if I'm accurate enough towards your situation with the Saturn energy. You could also be testing yourself, testing what you know about this situation, testing whether you are in the loop, testing this person to see if they know how you feel and what you're wanting, and to see if they're even on the same page as what they said they were going to do with you. So there are a lot of tests here. And with Cancer at the back of the deck, this does feel like there is an emotional interest in this as well, but you're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to be, hard shell Cancer. You're trying to look ahead enough to know if you should be more protective and careful and less giving and vulnerable. So the Cancer energy reverse to me is like focusing on your defense mechanisms so that you're not caught off guard by being too devoted, too loyal, too loving in this situation. So if that resonates, you're in the right place, group 2. Let's have a look now at this person straight away without really getting more info. Are they being genuine? Oops. Okay. Spirit, is this person being genuine with group 2? Is this person being genuine? We have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm only going to take that card. Is this person being genuine, please, Spirit? We have the World card. Is this person being genuine, please, Spirit? Okay, we have the Six of Cups. What cards flipped? These cards, okay. And at the back of the deck is the Hanged Man. Let's get some cards from the other tarot deck. Spirit, what is this person thinking about the connection and about group 2? What is this person thinking? Okay, we have the Fool card. Does that actually fit in? Not really. Okay. We also have the Chariot. What is this person thinking, Spirit? We have the Four of Cups, and at the back of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so is that all? Kind of. That's probably a bit better. How does that look? Pretty even. All right, just gonna have a quick sip of my drink. So overall, looking at the back of the deck over here, we can see Neptunian energy, which is an energy of confusion, okay? So this person is purposefully avoiding aspects of this connection, and I'm feeling as though there's a conversation that could have been had between the two of you that they've been avoiding. This person is choosing to empathize with only one version of your connection, one perspective, one version of the story, and they are quite stubbornly refusing to see the other side. With this Hanged Man reversed, overall, they think that they're being a good person by sticking to a specific narrative and a specific perspective. And it is quite reductionist, if that makes sense. Like, it's like they're just trying to keep things simple because this is a complicated situation. And so they're trying to reduce the level of information, complications, and also outcomes. They're quite stuck. And there's a big part of this energy that feels genuine to answer the question. They are genuinely stuck. They are genuinely trying to do what they think is the right thing, to the point where if you put them under a lie detector, I feel like that answer would be correct. They are being genuine. This is only like all that they can really offer right now. They are thinking with the Eight of Cups about walking away and trying to end a cycle in this connection that hasn't been helpful. And they may have been thinking back to how this has happened in the past or fond experiences in the past, but really their head is focused on ending a cycle in this connection that hasn't been helpful. And with the Eight of Cups being here upright, it is about walking away from something that isn't going to improve. Like, evidence has shown that doing more, staying for longer isn't going to change the outcome. It's just going to repeat a cycle, and the same outcome is going to happen. So there is a feeling here of trying to just stick to the safe option. With the Ace of Pentacles, that safe option could be associated with a new opportunity to make money, a new opportunity for a fresh start, a new chance to, grow or develop in a specific way, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. This is about long-term success, long-term development, long-term stability, and it's about something that hasn't turned into that yet. It's just an opportunity. It's in the seed stage. It's in the foundation stage, especially with full 2.0 here. I want to argue that this person is being genuine and that they are genuinely trying to be a better person. They are genuinely trying to mature, and they are genuinely trying to do what they think is right in how it relates to you and in how it allows them to move forward. So there is a strong feeling of how a certain amount of baggage in this connection, which is what they think about, kind of stops you from moving forward with this Ace of Pentacles. This Ace of Pentacles is talking about how overall you deserve a fresh start, but there's almost too much baggage here. So it's interesting. It's like maybe this person has a way of talking to other people about you that comes across as really congenial. It like might make them look like a good person, but it just doesn't feel like it's actually what you want, or maybe it's not exactly what you wanted in the past, because there's something about the future that doesn't feel like it was connected to an original plan. Like you originally planned for something else, and now you're left with a very different present and a very different looking future. I think that this person has genuine heartfelt memories with you that were very loving, and there is almost this family vibe. So maybe you have children together, or maybe you just were really close with each other's family. Because this is for platonic and romantic connections, there could have been a connection here to like childhood or just knowing each other since you were kids. But I do think with the World card in the middle and the Hanged Man at the end, what's happening here is a desire to end a cycle, a desire to wrap things up, to tie up loose ends, to finish something once and for all without getting too stuck on feelings. Like the Hanged Man reversed is almost avoiding feelings, numbing feelings, or trying not to get even more confused by knowing too much and looking into things too much, only wanting to see one side of the story, one perspective, one explanation, one version of the truth, like not wanting to see things the other way around, and really trying to stay in your own shoes. You almost don't want to be too empathetic and too connected to other people's heart spaces, intentions, and desires. So with the World card here and the Chariot card reversed, I do feel like overall this person genuinely wants to move forward. They genuinely want to wrap things up, in that they want a cycle to end on the right terms. And they also want to feel consciously good about moving forward. So the Chariot card reverse means that they're thinking about things that could hold them back, hold you back, hold this connection back. And they may be genuinely concerned that you can't move forward, that you can't move on, that you're always going to be stuck on this connection, on this past, on your fears, on what went wrong. This person may be internalizing a lot of their concerns about your well-being, your future, and they may also be avoiding their own feelings, their own concerns by trying to just put it all on you, right? This may not be how you feel. Maybe they're making out that you're going to have a hard time moving forward because they themselves aren't willing to focus on it or process it. It could be projection, for example. So this may not be how you feel. This is just what they think about you and about the connection. So the Chariot card is usually a card of momentum, movement, determination, and it is a card that takes willpower because you have to overcome your fear and work with discipline to channel that movement and to really maintain momentum. When it's reversed, either the fear is far too great or there is a lack of momentum. It started off one way and it's ending another way, which is the overall point of reflection about your connection. This person is thinking about how it started off one way and it went another way, and now the future looks very different as well. So there is a feeling here of separation with the Chariot reversed, and we're also seeing that with the Eight of Cups. Now, moving forward with the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups, there's a lot of fondness over here. There is a genuine feeling of respect and perhaps fondness about like knowing each other when you were younger, or just knowing each other when you're more innocent, more youthful. And to some extent, there is a feeling of respect. But I also feel like this person may be choosing to focus on the positive memories rather than focus on the negatives, especially with the Four of Cups. They are overall thinking about what they're missing out on and what they could be saying no to in order to foster this connection with you. So if this is a friend, they are imagining and wondering, what else is out there? What other things could I be doing instead of worrying about this friendship? And the same can be said in a romantic setting. What else is out there? What else could I be doing instead of worrying about this relationship? Now, while there are positives, there are feelings here of needing to miss out on things in order to hold down this connection, which feels really weird. It feels uncomfortable, and it also feels as though a lot of people think and say that. A lot of people are saying, this person could have been someone amazing. They could have been someone great. They could have had all kinds of experiences across the world, and instead they chose to be your friend, or instead they chose to be Group 2's partner. And so there is this horrible feeling of like a community of people reinforcing that idea and that obligation in a way that may create disparity in your connection. And that could be what reinforces this person to think so highly of themselves, because they do think more of themselves. They think that they have more promise, more potential, more success ahead of them outside of this connection, which is also motivating them to want to create more distance, because they're afraid that they're just going to repeat comfortable limiting patterns in this connection unless they walk away and start investing and focusing on other things, other people, other opportunities. So it's a very interesting way of looking at this connection. This person thinks of this connection as something comfortable, something safe, and at times something too safe, too comfortable. And so they may even try to do a soft release where, they still try to keep this going while they enter into a new chapter. Maybe this person is expected to move overseas soon, or to graduate, or to do something quite big, quite monumental, something that's getting them a lot of recognition and praise. And as they commit to that, they may say, oh, don't worry, Group 2, you're always going to be in my life, while also having this intention, either consciously or subconsciously, to focus less and less on you and this connection. And then it will naturally, is what I think is going to happen, create distance between the two of you, because this person is investing less time, less effort, less attention, less energy, and they are choosing only to focus on themselves, having less empathy and emotional availability for you. So let's move forward. We're going to have a look now at how much energy you should be giving into this connection. How much energy should Group 2 be putting into this connection? How much energy should group 2? Okay. We are offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. The best way for you is the way you choose for yourself again and again every morning. So that's interesting. Straight up, Spirit is saying choose for yourself. So you have to use your discernment to decide how helpful the information that I'm giving you in this reading is. You also have to use your discernment to answer that question, right? What is best for you, group 2? What is the best thing for you to do in this connection for yourself, for you to live your best life, and for you to continue to grow in the way that you deserve? Let's see what Tarot says now. Spirit, how much energy should group 2 be giving this connection? How much energy should group 2 be giving this connection? Okay. You have a 6 of Wands and a 2 of Wands. How much energy should group 2 be giving this connection? You also have a 9 of Pentacles, or 10 of Pentacles, and a Daughter of Wands. Wow. Okay, so what are we dealing with? Mostly Wands. A little bit of Pentacles. Honestly, with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, straight up, you two are headed in very different directions. Look at this. When this card is upright, we can see parallel energy, right? Moving towards common goals, common interests, common desires. When it's reversed, we can very clearly see the visual distance between the two of you. And this is representative of your energy, right? What you focus on is what will grow. This person isn't going to be focusing on this connection for much longer. So if they haven't already created distance, I think that overall you're both going to be growing apart, and you should be very careful about pinning all of your hopes and your expectations and making long-term plans. Don't make too many long-term plans around this person and their connection. Really consider how, moving forward with the 10 of Pentacles, the two of you have very different goals. You have very different intentions, and you also have different values. Because if this person valued your connection, they would put time into it. The Daughter of Wands is encouraging you to see this as a positive. It's encouraging you to get into a flow state where you are energetically available towards other opportunities, towards other experiences. If you have been considering putting an aspect of your life on hold for this connection, don't. Prioritize new experiences right now. That is the overall advice for you, group 2. With the Daughter of Wands, be excited, be passionate, be curious, say yes, put yourself out there and prioritize new experiences. The 6 of Wands is saying that the only reason you're likely to hold on to this connection for longer is for validation. External validation, praise, and familiarity, because it feels nice to have this person's attention, and it feels good to have this person giving you attention, however small it is. Even if it's breadcrumbs, it still boosts you the way that you feel about yourself. You need to be careful about that. You need to acknowledge that for what it is, and you need to stop minimizing how damaging that is. Because even if you are self-aware, you're minimizing how important it is for you to have the right kind of attention. Don't hold on to breadcrumbs. You deserve so much more. And you also need to be careful about putting all your eggs in one basket. You deserve to have a community of people that you can rely on for support, recognition, and praise, so that when one person whose attitude towards you isn't even healthy decides to start giving you less praise, it doesn't feel as impactful. Surround yourself with a community of people so that you're not just relying on one source of validation. That's the advice that's coming through in terms of how much energy should you give. The other thing about giving energy with any of the 6s is about harmony, balance, reciprocity. You give what you get. If you're not getting enough, don't give. Match their energy. And from that point of matching what they give to you, you're going to very quickly realize either how much you've been compensating or how little they're willing to give. And that's what's going to reveal the gap, the deficits, the disparities, which is going to highlight how this connection doesn't have a sustainable long-term future. So let's close your reading now with some advice before we go into your extended. Alrighty, I'm going to get all the cards out here for advice. Spirit, what advice do you have for group 2? What advice do you have for group 2, please, Spirit? Okay, we got another heart chakra card. It was very green. So the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael may be helpful for you. Archangel Raphael can help heal emotional trauma, emotional wounds, and it can reinforce your feelings of self-worth, self-esteem, as well as validating your experiences and how you feel about things. So that could be helpful for you. Spirit, what other advice do you have? We have 2 cards from this deck. How are you being called to step up and lead? I actually just want to use these cards. I won't pull any more cards. This feels very purposeful for you. Outside Archangel Raphael, you also have the Sisterhood of Rose and Priestess. So sweets, you are being called to step up and stand up for yourself. You need to start leading yourself into a better future by standing up for yourself, by acknowledging that you deserve more, and by initiating the positive change that this connection needs. So you are being called up to step up and lead your life into a better outcome. So what can you do to improve your circumstances as a whole, outside of this connection especially? You don't have to go out in a blaze of glory and be vengeful and spiteful. Simply redirect that energy towards yourself. How have you been neglecting yourself? How can you prioritize yourself even more? And what can you do to feed more opportunities into your present and to enhance your future opportunities as well? Maybe you've already got a few things that you've been neglecting because this situation has been distracting you. So how can you get back on track? What can you do to feel more like yourself, to feel more confident, to feel more purposeful, to feel more hopeful about your future? What habits can you reinforce or bring back? What environments should you spend more of your time in? What behaviors should you do less of because it's not helpful towards your well-being, your self-esteem, and your plans for the future? With the Sisterhood of the Rose, this is very much about empowering yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself, surrounding yourself with the right people. And this is an energy that talks about the different layers of female archetypes. We have the beauty and devotion, the priestess, the mystic, the teacher. There are archetypes of the maiden, the crone, that type of thing. This is really talking about the people that shape your perception of self by the way that they model things, by the things that they're interested in, by the types of lives and lifestyles that they lead, and by the types of goals and aspirations that they strive for. You are being directly called towards expanding your social circle to be inclusive of people that inspire you, people that have what you want for yourself, and people that you can positively learn from. Not because they're all going to be teachers, but because they can model to you some of those important traits, behaviors, and ways of addressing self and seeing self. Which really brings us back to this card. Whenever life throws obstacles in your way and things don't go as planned, accept them and say, thank you. I'm ready for the lessons this alternative path will teach me. I trust these lessons are valuable for my dreams to come true. This is a massive redirection, group 2. This connection is definitely one that is encouraging you to focus on other things. This person does not have your best interest at heart, although they are technically being genuine. So you have to take their actions for face value. This should not undo your history. There are fond memories there. We saw that with the 6 of Cups. But in terms of the present circumstances and where things are likely to head, you are being called to redirect your energy towards self and to stay open towards other opportunities. So that is what I'm seeing for you here on YouTube. I'm going to take this into the extended reading now, where we will have a look at this person's plans and intentions. We're also going to have a look at what they're telling others about you. We're going to have a look at their next actions, because intentions do not equal actions. So we're going to have a look at the two, and then I'm going to pull cards about the likely outcome based on your current energies. What is the likely outcome between the two of you? If that sounds helpful, especially if it's going to help offer more closure, the link to your extended readings is in the description box and the pinned comment. Make sure you select the right group after you click onto that link, because that link does take you to a page on my website where I host all my extended readings. So do give yourself, time to scroll past. Remember your group 2 of the Are They Being Genuine YouTube reading. Thank you so much, group 2, for all of your time, your energy, and your support. I appreciate you for being here. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not already a part of the Hermie community. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey and letting me read for you. Bye. Hi group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you recognized the image at the start of this video, then this is going to be your group. Technically that image would have been at the start of the clip though, but if you recognize that, you're in the right place. Group 3, we're asking Spirit, is the person on your mind being genuine? Now, I did briefly show you this piece of paper. I have this all typed out in the description box and the pinned comment. So if you need to see it better, that's probably a better place to look. But we are covering a lot right here on YouTube, and we're also doing an extended reading for those who need more answers. To open your reading, I am going to be setting my intentions. I highly recommend you do the same. Consider any other questions you may have, signs or symbols of confirmation you may need to see in order to claim this reading as your own. Spirit, please tune me into group 3's energy. Please help me offer group 3 the most clear, honest messages for their video. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we're going to start with, what are you thinking, my viewer? What brought you to this reading? Why are you here? Let's have a look. Spirit, tune me into group 3's energy, please. What is group 3 thinking? Why is group 3 here, please, Spirit? What is group 3 thinking? Okay. We have the Star, the 7 of Wands, 10 of Cups, and the King of Swords. Is that all in frame? Yeah. So these cards talk about an interesting story. With the King of Swords at the back of the deck, I feel that you, my viewer, are not able to understand or decide clearly about this person or this connection. You may be someone who's usually quite balanced minded, or you may be someone that prefers more information than what you've been given. And it feels like you're either in the dark, or you just don't know how to make sense of the situation. You don't know how you feel about what you know, and you also would like to know if there's anything here that you don't know yet. So I feel that you're here for information you don't know, but you're also here to get a better understanding of what you do know, to get a better perspective and to know how to move forward with the information that you have. With the King of Swords reversed, whatever information you already have feels like it's kind of incomplete, inconclusive, or hard for you to sort through. Maybe it's all logical and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Because it's an emotional based decision that I need to make. Or maybe the information is all emotional and you're like, well, how do I make a sense of this? Like, this is a rational choice that I should make. For whatever reason, in terms of head versus heart, one side is outweighing the other, and you're here to feel more balanced, to feel as though whatever decisions you make moving forward are the right decisions, coming from the right place and focused on the right outcome. So there is this overall focus of balance, clear decision making, and helpful process information. Lots of logical reasons. With the star card here, it feels like you're also here to better gain a sense of hope or faith about the future. You want to feel empowered, you want to feel confident, you also want to feel like whatever happens, whether it's, good, bad, whatever, you're going to be okay. So you're here to empower yourself with information, to feel better and to feel confident. And I also think that you, my viewer, whether you feel like you know enough already or not, you're here to gain a sense of enlightenment that is better for you as an individual. Regardless of this person's involvement in the situation, you want to know that you're going to be okay. And I think that that's what's showing up with the Seven of Wands as well. This is a reflection of you being quite proactive, reactive. You're confident, you're capable, and you don't want to feel like you're in a situation that you're stuck in, but you also don't want to feel like you're in a situation that has you pinned as the underdog. You're here because you already feel like this connection has challenges and you don't want those challenges to get worse. You want to feel capable, you want to feel confident, and you want to feel like the effort that you're putting in is going to lead to a better outcome. So I also think you don't want to feel blindsided. And with the Ten of Cups reversed, I think that part of you knows that your heart has already made up its mind. Whatever's going on in the situation, and truly whatever really brought you here, for the Ten of Cups to be here reversed, your heart already knows what it wants. And you're here to try to balance your head, to try to reason with your heart about what you should do, about how you feel. Because for the Ten of Cups to be reversed, you want more. No matter whether this is a platonic connection, a romantic connection, you want more. This connection isn't fully emotionally satisfying and something needs to be done. So you're also here to see, is there anything that I can do to make sure that I have my Ten of Cups in my life, that I have my happy ending, my wish fulfillment that leads to a strong sense of community and loved ones around me, so that I don't miss out on my beautiful happy ending with surrounded by loved ones. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. If that makes sense, you're in the right place. If it's not quite resonating, you're welcome to either stay or to go and see if you're called to a different group. While it's early, you may want to go do that. We're going to move ahead though. We're going to have a look at what the person on your mind is thinking. Are they being genuine? Actually, let's ask that first. Spirit, is the person on group 3's mind being genuine? Is the person on group 3's mind being genuine? Okay, we have the Mother of Pentacles. We also have the Chariot. Is the person on group 3's mind being genuine? We have the King of Wands, who is the Father of Wands in this deck. And we also have the Daughter of Cups reversed. So in terms of genuine energy, there's something about this person that isn't quite genuine. They're trying to be more than what they are. And I don't think that it's coming from a bad place, but they're not actually as amazing as they're pretending to be. With the Daughter of Cups reversed, this is someone who actually has the habit of taking on more, committing to more, expressing more than what they can show. And I think that's because they want more than they can actually do. So this is the type of person who is either trying to push themselves out of their comfort zone to do things and to form connections in ways that they haven't experienced before, or they're trying to put their best foot forward for you so that you can see them in a highlight, and they hope that in time their maturity matches their intentions. I think this person has genuine intentions, but I don't think that they're being genuine with you. There's something here that they are lying about, and it has to do with their emotional maturity. We have somebody who, with the Mother of Pentacles, has intentions to be loyal, to be responsible, and to be good at handling responsibility. So if you're relying on this person to do something, they want to do it. They have every intention of doing it. And with the Chariot card here, they also are doing what they can to try to stay focused so that they can be successful, especially if you've trusted them and you've put a lot of trust in them. They want to do it, but their motivations are a little bit selfish. With the Father of Wands, their motivations are to get it done as quickly as possible. They want it to happen. They want to be good at it. They want to be successful. They want it to all happen in a way that is going to really look good and feel good. And it's very impulse driven. It's very passion driven. It's very exciting. And because of that, it feels a little bit rushed, especially with the Daughter of Cups reversed. It feels like, if we're talking about genuineness, this person is acting way more confident than they have every right to be, because they don't have the experience that they're pretending to have. They don't have the abilities, the talents, the skills that they're pretending to have. And therefore, they have a high possibility of making little mistakes and hurting your feelings, simply because they've never handled this type of situation before. And it wouldn't happen intentionally, because they are genuinely trying to pull this off, but they aren't being their genuine selves while they're doing it. So does that kind of make sense, group 3? Maybe that's what you've been feeling as well. It's like the intention is there, but the authenticity isn't. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's like their true nature is missing. They're not actually that person, even though they're trying to be, they're pretending to be. And so I think overall, with the Daughter of Cups reversed, this is someone who's pretending to act way more mature or much more fun, much more capable than they are. I think this is someone who has a hard time, or they just have never been through this before. So I'm kind of curious to get more information about them. I think we're going to move forward, because I don't think they're a bad person. That's not what we're asking here, though. So let's have a look now at what they are thinking. Spirit, what is this person? Actually, we're going to start with tarot. We're going to use the Curious Creatures tarot deck. Okay, Spirit. What is this person thinking about the connection? What is this person thinking about the connection, Spirit? Okay. What is this person thinking about the connection? Okay. Interesting. So the tarot is interesting because it's showing us someone who's recovering from loss and disappointment with the Five of Cups reversed. It's showing us someone who is trying to operate from a place of doing better, being better, not dwelling on the negative. Sorry, I've got to wipe my nose. not dwelling on the negatives, not perpetuating sadness. Like, they have good intentions, but look at these cards. Two Pentacles cards reversed. There's a lack of planning. There is a high risk of failure because they haven't taken the time to truly understand what you want them to do. They're modeling something based off of a template that you didn't even ask for. It's like someone just sort of projecting a standard or an idea onto a situation or onto you. And you're going, well, wait a minute, I never said I wanted that. Like, I can appreciate the effort you're going into, but I never said I wanted that. And so with Temperance reversed, this person is thinking about how the situation is not balanced. They're aware of how their energy is either scattered or inconsistent, but they think that they can tip it back by showing up in a way that is quite bold, not realizing that they are perpetuating that cycle of impulsivity, recklessness, and also just inconsistency. So overall, when it comes to this connection, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a group that's been through a loss or a breakup or a separation, and maybe you're trying to figure out like where to from here with this person, either because the connection went through a loss or because you've both been through some challenging times. And there's just a strong feeling of this person thinking where to from here. And they know they're going to be better, but it's like, I don't want to force anything to happen. I don't want to rush. I don't want to... Look, these cards are saying, I don't even want to do anything. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I'm not even going to try. That's what these cards are saying. So I'm a bit unsure as to what situation you're in, because Two Pentacles cards reversed, both about planning for the future. This is a card that talks about uprooting, pulling something out of the soil because it's not growing anymore. So if we apply that metaphor to the connection, you know, it's like uprooting the connection because it wasn't growing anymore. Whether it's platonic or romantic, this person's like, yeah, nah, that cycle wasn't leading to anything. I was wasting my time. I was wasting my energy. I had to pull out my energy and my time and stop giving, stop waiting. I'm not waiting anymore. So this Seven of Pentacles energy does feel like this person redirecting their effort towards other things, not this connection. They're thinking about how this connection hit a dead end and forced them to redirect their effort. And Temperance is a strong feeling of imbalance, separation, restlessness. Ten of Pentacles, a completely different outcome, because the Ten of Pentacles is the card of reaping what you sow. So when it's reversed, it's an indication of an abandoned harvest, an abandoned outcome, or having to create a different outcome altogether. Spirit, what is this person thinking about this connection? What is this person thinking? Okay. We have Uranus. We also have Taurus. Wow. So it's a lot of fixed energy so far. What is this person thinking about group 3, Spirit? Okay. And we also have waxing crescent moon. Wow. Okay. So at the back of the deck is the first quarter moon. So I just want to acknowledge that 7 and 5 was really significant, because 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14. So all the cards seem to be like connected to each other numerically as well. And I think the interesting thing is you've got these two odd numbers that when they're doubled become even, and yet all the cards were reversed. So if we apply that to your connection, in tarot, even numbers indicate challenges, changes, or just uncomfortable situations and energies that are not harmonious. They're either odd because they're about growth, like the number 3, which is expansion, creativity, collaboration, or they're odd numbers because they're about change, like the number 5 and even the number 7. They could be odd numbers because they're about self, and therefore they are supposed to represent temporary connections to self, like the number 9s, where we are spending time alone in order to understand ourselves better. But if we isolate too much, it becomes unhealthy. And the number 1, which indicates a new beginning, which is also all of those things combined: collaboration, expansion, change, challenges, and also self. So in your oracle cards, we can see that this person is thinking about their future, but when it comes to this connection, there's not a lot to look forward to. We can see with the first quarter moon card, which was at the back of the deck, that this person feels as though this connection was either a false start or it was a very obvious incompletion. Because with the first quarter moon reversed, it just didn't turn into what it was meant to be. It's almost like it was really exciting and then it crashed really suddenly. And all of that excitement, all of that potential just fizzled out. Kind of like an Ace of Wands reversed, where initially it was very attractive, exciting, and it had us feeling all kinds of butterflies and passion. And then it just didn't turn into anything. So with Uranus here, this is a strong feeling of individuality, self-expression, freedom, liberation, thinking outside the box, and also just rebelling. I feel like this person is thinking more about themselves than they are this connection. This person is thinking about their future. And with Taurus reversed over Temperance, they're trying not to think too much about you because they don't want to feel tied down to empathetic feelings for you. They're trying not to sympathize. They're trying not to see you as someone who, with Taurus reverse, deserves the victim sort of card. And I think that they're doing this because we can only handle so much as people. They're self-preserving. This is a defense mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. And it's also about them trying to just quickly get over whatever happened here. If you're a friend of this person, there's something here about them feeling as though they did something that wasn't very nice to you, especially if you're a friend or a family member. They should have treated you better. I don't think they were respectful. I don't think they were considerate. I don't think they were patient, empathetic, kind. They kind of did all the wrong things that someone who's a friend or a family member should do. They weren't thinking about you, and they may have gotten carried away listening to other people's opinions of you or focusing too much on themselves. It feels like it could have been a misconception, but it's occurred for too long now, and it's just created an awkward rift between the two of you. So with Taurus reverse, this person may be actively avoiding you, actively trying to stay out of your way, actively trying to do other things, because there are still feelings there. There's this genuine, almost like it's embedded in their values. That's why it feels like it's a platonic connection, because it's like you wouldn't treat your family like this. You shouldn't treat your friends like this. So it's like embedded into their values, into their DNA to not be that type of person. And yet they are towards you. Now, if this is a romantic love interest, I do feel like they didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. And I think that if their family heard how they treated you, they'd be disowned. I don't think it was respectful, considerate, kind, and patient. And I don't think they had a lot of empathy. whatever they did, they're not proud of it. And it feels like it's not a story that they tell a lot of people, especially if you have mutual friends. If you have mutual circles of friends, family, or whoever else, colleagues, this person tries to kind of hide what happened, how they actually treated you, and what happened between the two of you. With Taurus reversed and Temperance, it's just a strong feeling of I'm not proud of what I did. I didn't act the way that, in a way that would make my family proud of me. In fact, I acted in a way that was not just disrespectful, but it went against the way that they feel. So I think this person felt more than what their actions suggested. Their actions might have been dismissive, avoidant, neglectful. They may have even ghosted you, group 3. But that's not how they felt. They felt an obligation from their values, from their sense of kindness and also attachment that they had for you, to treat you better than what they did. They really just it just feels like it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth type of thing. And it's awkward and uncomfortable to think about you, let alone talk about you. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're just avoiding you, the conversation of you and what has happened here. Now with these 2 cards, waxing crescent moon is an energy that to me feels like it's trying to gain momentum, it's trying to finish something that it started, and it's also trying to see a cycle through. It's trying to finish something that it's already started. Now, with those cards reversed, we already know that the 10 of Pentacles was a feeling of having to readjust your expectations about the future. I think that you made this person reevaluate a lot of the things they thought they were ready for, a lot of the things they thought they wanted, a lot of the goals they had, a lot of the values they had. For some reason, the way that they behaved in this connection was not the way that they were raised, nor the way that they want people to see them. Something about their reputation here feels horrible. It feels like they acted in a way that was very, for lack of a better word, inconsiderate. But to call it for what it is, like their mother, their grandmother wouldn't be proud of them. And it goes against the way they were raised, but it also goes against cultural expectations, whether that's because of their ethnic background, their religious background. It's like this person's group of loved ones would be like, what? You did what? And so there is this feeling of shame here, of shame and having to hide something, trying to hide something, which is crazy. Is there anything else they need to know about what this person is thinking, Spirit? No, we got to move forward. I think this is for me more than anything, because we've got to film your extended and I'm running out of daylight. So let's keep moving forward. Your second, or technically this is your 3rd question, we're going to ask how much energy you should give to this situation. And for that, I'm using 2 of the tarot decks. So Spirit, for my group 3s, how much energy should they be giving into this situation? Okay. We have the King of Cups reversed. We also have the Page of Swords. How much energy should they be giving into this situation, Spirit? Thank you. Temperance again, and the 4 of Wands. All right, let's get the other deck out. Spirit, clarify the King of Cups, please. How much energy should they be giving? How much energy should my viewer... Okay, we have the Ace of Cups now. And at the back of the deck is the 8 of... Wow, okay. So this is an interesting situation because there's definitely room to gain more understanding, and it's really up to you. Like, there's a lot of cards here that indicate discernment and that indicate prioritizing your best possible outcome. So you've got to read the energy, you've got to read the situation. Group 3, you're a tricky group. Unlike the other two, it's not cut and dry. The message resonates for all of you, but the advice differs. The advice is dependent upon whether you're in a situation that could be harmful towards your happiness, your well-being, your goals, versus a situation that may have been off to a rocky start and that could improve if you're seeing visible signs of equal effort. So if this person isn't doing anything, giving anything, initiating anything, then this probably isn't your best possible outcome. But it's very likely that for my other viewers, you've met this person at a time where they want to do better. They want to be a better person. They just don't know how to do it. And so if this is a situation that is meant to be in your future, if this is a connection that is meant to be in your future, this person will initiate, they will try more, and they will match your energy. If they aren't doing all of those things, not just one, but all of them, then this isn't right for you. So you have to use your discernment to observe, to watch this person, and to decide, is this enough to make me happy? If you're holding on to hopes and dreams and there's no visible signs of this person trying, initiating, acting, and developing, then you're stuck in a fantasy and this isn't going to get better. So the back of the deck is talking about balance, harmony, reciprocity, you both wanting this. And if you're not both wanting this, your best possible outcome is determined by your ability to see the dead end and reinvest your energy appropriately. If you're not getting what you deserve in terms of the time and the effort that this person's putting in, you have to go back to your Four of Wands, which is your stability. And you have to think, well, my energy is better off invested elsewhere. So that's really the answer to this question. How much energy should you give? You should only reciprocate what you're being given until you can see clear signs of success, of promise, and of future. So let's talk about your other tarot cards. Justice card reverse, King of Cups reverse. This is talking about imbalances. This is talking about being critical. This is talking about paying attention, observing, taking notes. Justice reversed is about making sure that you're not stuck in an unfair situation where the evidence is strongly advising you to abandon ship because it's not going to get better. Justice reversed isn't about speculation and hearsay. It's about evidence. What is the evidence telling you in this situation, group 3? And with the King of Cups reversed, this is definitely a connection that is testing your emotional maturity, because you have to react out of a place of compassion for self, first and foremost, and out of a place of wisdom and maturity to recognize what is going on with this person. I think with the Page of Swords upright and the Sun card upright, if this person was being genuine with you about what they wanted, especially if they didn't have the experience, it's going to reflect in the way that they treat you. Regardless of how haphazard their actions are, you as a human being full of energy should be able to feel whether this person is being genuine with you or not. It's an unspoken connectivity between us to know when someone's being themselves. We can tell when someone is their authentic self, even if they're a bit rough around the edges and they don't know what they're doing and they lack experience like a page. We can still tell, most of us, whether they're being genuine or not. So trust that feeling within yourself if you feel that, and use that to take into consideration any lack of experience and how that may be impacting the delivery of their intentions. At the end of the day, the overall way that you're going to be able to navigate through this is by discerning. Is what they're doing enough? Even if they're being genuine, and even if they're able to improve, are those improvements enough? Because if not, we have to respectfully acknowledge that we want more. Especially with that Ace of Cups reversed. How much energy should you give? Honestly, you should stop giving until you're receiving. Because for most of you, you've already done too much. Temperance is about achieving a state of inner balance, focusing on yourself first and foremost, and then looking at how those around you are treating you. And if this person is giving, reciprocate. But I think for most of you, you're going to observe immediately an imbalance of how you've been holding this down energetically, physically, emotionally, sexually. For a lot of you, you've been holding this down. You need to pull back in order to gain that balanced, neutral perspective of what is happening in this situation. So let's get some closing advice now. I'm going to use my oracle cards for the advice because I think I used one of the decks for you, maybe, can't remember. Okay, from the Dream Cards deck. Spirit, what advice do you have for my viewer, for my group 3 viewers? Okay, we have say thank you to others as often as you can. Say thank you to life. Say thank you to yourself. Gratitude allows you to trust life and trust in the foundation for dreams to come true. Let's see what the Work Your Light Oracle says. And the name Rebecca may be significant to you guys. What advice do you have for my group? Or Campbell, that's the author's name. Those names are quite common, but they may stand out for a specific reason. Okay, I'm going to take bottom deck energy. Okay, interesting messages. This connection still has more to teach you about yourself, hence the triggering. The card at the back of the Work Your Light Oracle says, who or what is triggering you? Everyone around us is a mirror of ourselves, one way or another. And there is something about this connection that triggers aspects of yourself that could benefit from more awareness, from more understanding. So where you crave, scrutinize, or fixate on this person, relate it back to yourself and those areas of your own being. How can you understand yourself better by correlating that fixation, obsession, or scrutiny? With this card over here, Spirit's saying you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. When it comes to advice, trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust what you know. You were showing up as a King of Swords reversed when I first read your energy, which tells me that you have all the information you need. Your only struggle is in balancing the facts with your feelings. And it seems to me like you are overthinking the whole thing. If you need more time, give yourself more time. There's no such thing as wrong timing. Everything happens exactly when it's meant to happen because you are the one controlling the journey of your life. So if you need more time, give yourself more time, but you have to acknowledge how you already have all the information you need. It is time to stay true to the path that you're on, which indicates you've already set some sort of objective for yourself, some sort of plan, some sort of goal. So maybe the best thing you can do is just stay true to that plan, that goal, that objective, and stop overthinking everything else. It's not actually as grayscale as you're letting it be. It's really black and white. So there is this energy here of having gratitude, saying thank you as a way of maybe flipping your mindset and how you're looking at the situation. But the words that really stand out are at the bottom of this card. Trust life, because trust is the foundation. And I think that in order to trust the way that this is turning out, you have to trust yourself. So that is what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I'm going to leave your YouTube reading there, and we're going to go into the extended now, where we'll have a look at what this person's intentions and plans are. We're also going to have a look at what they've been telling other people about you. And then we're going to have a look at their next actions, because intentions are very different to actions. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. I'll close your extended reading by looking at the likely outcome based on your current energies. What is likely to happen in terms of an outcome between the two of you? This could be very insightful for this group because it was very wishy-washy on YouTube. So usually the extended readings are smaller groups. We get a bit more clarity, a lot more confirmation. And if we ask the right questions, we can really hopefully steer you in the right direction. So if that sounds helpful, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. Click on that link and make sure you click on the right reading before you purchase it. Remember your group 3 of the Are They Being Genuine reading that I posted on YouTube in May 2025. What a ride it's been. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey, group 3. Thank you for your time, your energy, and all of your support. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and joining the Hermie community if you haven't already by subscribing. But as we part ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye.